10:15, we should start our meeting. So it's the first INTA meeting of 2025. So Rihards Kols.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Commissioner, really for elaborate answers to the very tough questions, but timely questions. But I would say that listening to the debate, I have to acknowledge that there's some kind of mysterious crystal ball on all the free trade agreements. When they reach the final negotiations, suddenly the politicians bring it out, and they have this opportunity to predict the future, that it's going to damage, that it's going to do this and that negative. Well, we have to set the record straight. For the past 15 years, all the free trade agreements that EU have signed hasn't worsened any member state's situation and hasn't worsened or lowered the living conditions of EU citizens. That is a clear fact. There is no other data that could contradict this. So obviously, the Mercosur is an opportunity. And here, we're talking about opportunities. What is the Commission's vision on to kind of bolster SMEs, particularly from the smaller member states that have no representation in Mercosur countries at all? Will there be any mechanism set in place to have like a platform where the SMEs can actually reach out and actually get to these new markets? Because obviously there's a lot of limitations for numerous member states that have no access so far to the Mercosur countries. Thank you.
To Mr. Kols, I have to say that he's right. Sometimes, I mean, we need to have this introspection or retrospection. If it comes to the assessment of the FTAs, indeed, we do not have one single evidence that the FTAs, which we concluded, led to worsening of the living standards across Europe. To the contrary, it was not so long ago when you've been discussing the CETA agreement also in your committee, and if it comes to, for example, the today's most sensitive part of our discussion, agri-food products. So here the European exports increased by 26%. And all the sensitive GIs upon which we are so proud as Europeans are protected, and now it's a duty of Canadian government to protect them, and we can control it and we can enforce it. Also, if we look at what impact, for example, CETA had on SMEs. So if you look at the figures, so there is 44% of increase of exports for SMEs. But I agree with Mr. Kols that what needs to be done is to kind of bring the potential of Mercosur agreement to the SMEs in Europe. Currently, I mean, it's quite big numbers. So we have 26,000 SMEs who are already involved in trade. But I believe that we can, of course, consolidate the number, improve it, and we have different ideas how can we organize the outreach information session, also using the communication tools which have been developed by DG Trade. But if more need be done, we will be, of course, very, very happy to do that.